I'm laughing because as I was just sitting down to listen to this song, I have my iPad here with the title, and I just glanced at it as I was sitting down, but I wasn't really focused on it. And I said, wait, what? It properly reads Hope Sandoval and the Warm Inventions. And then Bluebird 2009. Well, the type is a bit small and I was at a distance, and I just saw Worm Inventions, Bluebird. And I thought, wait a minute, what a funny and fun idea. Worm Inventions, as in I'm thinking two-part inventions, J.S. Bach's two-part inventions, Worm Inventions, Bluebird. It created this whole storyline in my imagination already. And then I figure out, no, the Warm Inventions. So that's why I'm laughing. Hope Sandoval and the Warm Inventions. Such a long name, and I can't help but think of. I hear a trumpet. Hold on, that's Liesel. Hope Sandoval and the Warm Inventions are an American-Irish band. Okay, so it's not even the song; it's the band name, and I don't know. That's a long name. It reminds me of something like Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show, right? Hope Sandoval and the Warm Inventions. Okay, this is going to be interesting.
Is that the devil in your skies? Is that what's glowing in your eyes? Is it me that wants to leave? Is it me that you should deceive?
So something strikes me right away about this performance. Obviously, I don't know the song. I don't know the singer, Hope Sandoval. I guess I've heard that name. Some of you have mentioned that name. But what strikes me is the pacing. There's a lot of space between each phrase that's being sung. And the instrumental support is very, very free, simply just a strummed chord, harmonic strummed chord, and then let it resonate. What I appreciate is how each one of those spaces is allowed time to breathe and just exist as a space. It's one of the things that is actually harder to get right than one might imagine, because when you're performing, when you're playing, it's a bit tempting to think, okay, is my audience going to get bored? Should I play the next thing quickly enough so that they don't feel like nothing's happening? But actually, you need that space to build a sort of drama, a sort of suspense, a sort of... It becomes such a feature of the music itself. At the same time, you can't let it go on too long, or you lose momentum, you lose energy. And so it's a fine balance between too much space and not enough. And somehow the pacing here, especially I'm appreciating the space between the lines and the instrumental support for the voice.
Is that the devil in your eyes? Is that the way I should
shift in the accompaniment. It's interesting for me to notice that I am noticing these subtleties in these gentle shifts and changes in the accompaniment. I don't love the way the voice is balanced with the instruments, and I guess that's one of the things that I'm trying to come to terms with is, and this is me speaking from somebody who doesn't know enough about production, but it sounds like maybe she's mic'd too close or she's turned up too high in the mix. It's to me it feels too much volume for the type of voice and the type of song that this is. Why do I feel like that? I'm not entirely sure yet, but I think it has something to do with the fact that she's singing in a very intimate voice. There's that feeling of closeness. But with a voice like that, in that context of an intimate setting, the voice would never be this loud in balance against the other instruments if it were not a recording. And to me, it feels like it's messing up the atmosphere of the, messing up the feel of it a bit to have it so loud. But that's just me and my first impressions. I might change my mind by the end, as sometimes you have seen happen. But that is how I feel at this moment in the song of, something about the way the voice is mic'd or recorded or mixed. It's something that just doesn't quite feel natural in the context of the piece. Is
that the devil in your ways? Or just some kind of symphony? Should I just laugh and pretend you were never clear? I'll come around your place.
Thinking about the lyrics.
And sympathize to your days gone. To your days gone.
Another great moment of
Is that the devil?
let it take time, space.
Oh, just a bluebird that's left his place.
I'm thinking about these lyrics and trying to make sense of these lyrics and understand what it's I mean, I get the message. Is that the devil in your skies? Is that what's glowing in your eyes? This seems to be, well, the further I go through the song, it seems to be more a question of what influence are you under? Is this whether it's a substance or a passion or some other influence input in your life that is putting you in this condition? Is that what's glowing in your eyes? Should I be fooled by you, or should I quit? Is that the devil in your veins, or is it just some kind of symphony? Should I just laugh and pretend you were never clear? It seems to be a song about how should I relate to you, because obviously whatever influence you're under is a problem, to put it mildly. And I have a choice. I can either shrug it off and dismiss the problem and what it's doing to us, or the only other option is for me to, if I'm going to be honest about the situation, if I'm going to be honest about us and you and whatever this is that you're dealing with, it means I have to leave. Should I be fooled by you, or should I quit? And the sort of conflict and the conflicted feelings that come in an unhealthy relationship really is what I get from this. But over that, there's the title, Bluebird, and there are these little hints along the way of well, we have skies in the first line, skies, and then okay, symphony, not particularly a bird's habitat, but sometimes we talk about the symphony of bird songs. And then until your day is gone, later, I'll come around your place and sympathize until your day is gone. The idea of, okay, we have skies, we have a day, we have, and then, next line, is that a devil in your face or just a bluebird that's left his place? And that's where the bluebird comes in the first time. We've been through all of this, which really sends us more towards relationship woes and relationship problems. And then Bluebird. I guess my question is, what's the point of bringing Bluebird into this? Because I don't even see a whole lot in the lyrics that is really relevant, other than skies and day being gone, or the next line coming up, in your smile that always sets the sun. Okay. What's the point of the bluebird? That's my question. What is the bluebird, the image of the bluebird, contributing to this? And maybe, I don't know, maybe it's some slang, maybe it's some term that has some other meaning. To me, in my world, my life, a bluebird is a beautiful bird that I hang birdhouses out in the tree behind the house, and I court these creatures, right? I feed them and I enjoy them, and they are somehow these symbols of beauty and freedom and color and life and all that is sweet and innocent and desirable. Of course, that's not the only way to relate to them, but I'm struggling to see what's the point of Bluebird here. And maybe some of you in the audience could help me out, because I'm being honest, I don't get it. Or maybe there's not much of a point. Maybe it's just an image that fit, that seemed to express something in this artist's mind in relation to the song, and it doesn't have a really deeply rooted connection. That's possible too.
Oh, just a bluebird that's left his place. In your smile it always sets the sun. In your tears it never
mixed feelings about this piece of music. There are things that, to me, as a musician, as somebody who listens critically to music, as a teacher, I hear potential for something really amazing here. On the other hand, as it stands, there's something about it that leaves me feeling like asking the question, so what's your point? What's the purpose of having this song as it is? And it's not because it's bad at all. It's perfectly fine. I think the rub comes with what I feel in the lyrics as being something which could be really explored emotionally deeply, and then in the music, this more folk style, modern folk, simple setup, which to me sounds like the idea musically is for it to be relaxing, for it to be comfortable listening. And the lyrics to me are not comfortable listening lyrics. So there's this conflict, I think, that I'm sensing in the lyrics and the message of the lyrics, and then the music and what the music itself is communicating. And it's not, as I said, it's not bad. It doesn't make the music useless, but it makes me as a musician say, where are we going with this? What is the message that's being sent? For example, let's just go back to the beginning and take this without the words at all. Okay, forget what the words are saying. Just listen to the music and let's see how it invites and asks to really immerse ourselves in a pleasant, enjoyable, easy, relaxing musical experience. This is where I was talking about, it struck me, we have all this space and breathing room. Let's see.
Is that what's glowing in your eyes? Is it me that wants to leave? Is it me that you should to see? Is that the devil in your eyes? Is that the way I should be surprised? Should I be fooled?
You hear what's happening. You hear how it's inviting me on the harp, and the chords are really quite simple. We have a C chord, we have a G chord, and then it goes to the minor, E and A minors, and so the chords are simple enough. It's not trying to do anything harmonically complex. It just wants to create a harmonic bed on which we can settle into the feathers, the fluff, the soft pillow of sound. And that to me is what the music is wanting. There is that wonderful space and reflective space, but then eventually it settles into something a little bit more rhythmic, and it's incredibly satisfying, comfortable, easy, like lying down on a feather bed, right? With a nice soft pillow. And we can just relax and settle into it and feel good. That's what the music wants me to do. But the lyrics don't. And that's where I feel this sort of tug of war. What am I supposed to make of this? Because as a musician, I am very aware of the power of music and the influence of music. And when I take a piece of music, especially something with lyrics, as I work to interpret and develop and create something to present as a performer, my goal is to be true to what is expressed, both musically and lyrically, as well as to present something that is meaningful in some way or other. And that's where I struggle. It's the music is beautiful and comfortable. It's your feather bed. The lyrics are not. And so I am struggling. How do I bring those two together? How do I come up with something whole as a piece of music, as a work of art? That's my struggle. Well, as I said, I feel like this piece is full of potential as well. And I think that perhaps a different treatment, even the same tune, even the same chords, even the same instruments, I feel like perhaps some of it is the recording, the mixing, as I said, the placement of the voice. I think that there is a lot of room, because even as I'm talking through this and working through this here on camera, on the spot, just this is my raw process of how I'm getting through this piece. As I'm talking, I'm realizing, this concept of a relationship that is deeply problematic, and the temptation to just settle into the feather bed and pretend that it's, well, as it said, be fooled by you. Should I be fooled by you, or should I quit? I think that there is something which could be done musically to make this music illuminate the lyrics. I haven't used that word in a while, but it's one that I love, because when I say illuminate, yes, we talk about, of course, it means bring light, shine light on. But I also think of the old handwritten manuscripts from before printing presses, and how the manuscripts were illuminated or enhanced, made more elaborate and expressive. So it's no longer just a word that's written. You have all this added stuff which colors your experience of reading. And I think that this musical accompaniment could very well do that, but it needs a slight reworking. Perhaps it would be as simple as a different mix between instruments and voice, the weight, the volume, the way the voice is so in your face. I feel like, yeah, bring that down a little bit, and perhaps do a little bit more instrumentally, musically. Don't change the chords. They don't need to be changed. Don't change the melody. It doesn't need to be changed. But rather than just immersing ourselves in this down pillow, if we instead, as musicians, were to do a bit more painting of the picture, then that settling into the feather bed would come to mean something more in relation to the lyrics. Just some thoughts as I'm thinking about this. As I said, it's a lovely, comfortable, relaxing piece of music, and the lyrics have something to say as well. I would just love to see the two of them fit together. But of course, that is just my first time hearing this, and I'm now incredibly curious, those of you who are watching this video, listening to it, especially those of you who are familiar with this piece. How does the music impact your experience of the lyrics and vice versa? I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So please do let me know in the comments. I'll be keeping an eye on them. I'll see you soon.